I looked at Islamic studies and thought, hey, why not? Why not push myself to learn something completely new? Of course, I was not wearing hijab, but I was wearing like a short sleeve. I was wearing like jeans with these like big holes in them. Like, now that I think about it, I really should have dressed more appropriately for that class. So that was just a 3-month, 1-term Islamic studies class. Basically, we learned about like the 5 pillars of Islam. We really explored the Hadith. And I really quite fell in love with the Hadith at that point. A lot of things started to make sense in my head. I'm Alana. I am actually a Scottish revert into Islam. So my story with Islam actually begins with Uni Razak. Uni Razak is such a special university for me. First of all, when I came to Malaysia, I had no idea Malaysia was even this Muslim country. I didn't know anything about Malaysia. I came here, I started to see all the different religions and cultures here, and I was like, hey, this is all very interesting to me. I had a few extra courses that I could pick from, and one of those was Islamic studies. I looked at Islamic studies and thought, hey, why not? Why not push myself to learn something completely new? Now, at this point, I only had one Muslim friend, and she told me a little bit about Islam. And I remember Ramsha fasting, and we were all like, oh, are you dieting? And, you know, Ramsha's a very petite lady. She doesn't need to diet. And she was like, no, I'm fasting for a religious reason. I remember asking Ramsha a few questions like, oh, can you drink alcohol? And she was like, no. And I was like, wow, okay. So when I came to Uni Razak, I pushed myself to try learn a completely new religion. When I took this Islamic study class, I remember going to the class, I was like, I don't know what to expect. Will people already be Muslim there? Maybe they've been Muslim their whole life, and then there's me. And now that I think about it, I was not even dressed appropriately for this class. Like, okay, of course I was not wearing hijab, but I was wearing like a short sleeve. I was wearing like jeans with these like big holes in them. Like, now that I think about it, I really should have dressed more appropriately for that class. But bless, my Islamic studies teachers was so sweet. She was like, Alana, come inside. She was like, Alana, what are you even doing here? And I was like, I just want to learn about Islam. All right, great, sit down. So that was just a 3-month, 1-term Islamic studies class. Basically, we learned about like the 5 pillars of Islam. We really explored the Hadith. And I really quite fell in love with the Hadith at that point. A lot of things started to make sense in my head. And I remember my Islamic studies teacher, one of the first things she ever told me about Islam was, Islam is a religion that tries to preserve life at all costs. So this was pre-COVID. And then during COVID, it was time for fasting. It was time for Ramadan, and this was in 2020. And I decided, hey, I'm surrounded by my Muslim friends here in Bali. Why not give Ramadan a go? I was just focusing on the food fasting, to be honest with you. I had learned a lot about Islam just a few months prior, but I was focusing mainly on the food fasting because it was the first time I ever did this. Those 3 years, I didn't give up on Islam. I was slowly going through, learning slowly, more and more about Islam. Then it comes to this year. It came to January this year, and I decided, hey, something inside me was like, Alana, you need to go to the mosque. I don't know why. I was so adamant I wanted to go to the mosque. I said, Zuleyka, I want to go to the mosque. And Zuleyka was like, okay, girl, I will come. I'll help you put on your hijab. I will tell you about the mosque, and let's go. I need to learn more. And again, I was reading through books, you know, the Women in Islam book, Quran a little bit, Hadith a little bit, and just exploring Islam in a way more religious fashion. Nobody can speed up anyone's journey. My journey was 4 years, and I thought to myself, it's now or never. You know, you can't keep holding on to something. You either do it or you don't. And it was getting to a point where I had to just make a decision. And of course, I have to still refer back to the Quran and the Hadith religiously, because that is what the Creator gave us as guidance. Alhamdulillah, I decided at the start of November, it's time to take my Shahada. I just chose a religious path because it's the right one, and there's one God, and I